Well, I rout old Charles out. He doesn't even know we're in this neck of the woods.
Charles! Charles!
He must think we're extraordinarily naive. Knew all those people. Owned that vast villa. Bought this place because he liked the fellow's cooking. What utter balderdash.
Oh, perhaps he did.
I beg leave to doubt it. Did you notice his wife? She seemed to be rather a sensitive little woman. Really embarrassed by all that rot.
I am sorry, signore. As you see, we are closed. We do not open for another 2 months.
Charles, what the devil's going on here? This place is falling to rack and ruin.
The place is closed. We shall have to dine in the hotel after all.
Monsieur Dan. Monsieur Dan. Madame, why did you not let me know you were coming? You did not say you were with Monsieur Dan. Nothing is close to Monsieur Dan.
It's good to see you again, Charles.
It's been too long, Monsieur Dan. Not since the night you left the villa. Remember your farewell party.
I've tried ever since to forget it.
Remember how in the morning we escorted you to the train with violins playing and everybody cried like when a king you love very much leaves his country.
Aren't you dressed yet?
Do I appear to be dressed?
Do dress, do hurry. It's the most wonderful day. And Billy wants us to drive out and see his villa.
His former villa. Obviously, I can't go. I've got a chill on my liver. What a miserable place to be ill. And you forgot to pack my hot water bottle.
You packed it.
Gwendolyn, I distinctly remember.
Hello. Oh, hello. No, I'm afraid we can't. Harry has this wretched chill.
Give me the telephone. Chelm here. Yes. Quite. Absolutely. A hot water bottle. That's very, very good of you, old boy. Look here, Dan Rudder, would you mind very much if my wife went alone? She enjoys this sightseeing sort of stuff, you know. Splendid. Splendid. I'll send her along. You know, Gwendolyn, nowadays, one simply cannot afford to dismiss people just because they're not one's sort. One has to try and bridge the gulf. After all, it's a new world we're going into. One's got to take it as one finds it. Face it. Use it. Master it.
You know, I've seen Americans on the street and in the cinema, of course, but I've never talked to one before. Are you a typical American? I think it's important that I should know.
Why important?
There are 2 good reasons for falling in love. One is that the object of your affections is unlike anyone else. A rare spirit, such as Lord Byron. The other is that he's like everybody else, only superior. Harry, for instance, is the very best of a type.
Well, if you must know, I'm a typical rare spirit.
How long did you live here?
Oh, the longest I've ever lived anywhere is 2 years.
Well, when you were a child, didn't you ever have a mother and a father? And a house and a street and a town?
No, I was an orphan until I was 20, and then a rich and beautiful lady adopted me.
You know, I've changed my mind about your being an evil doctor. You're off to keep a rendezvous someplace in Africa sacred to the tribesmen. You're going to found a new empire and make yourself master of the riches of the world. But you need a beautiful blonde queen to impress the natives as the incarnation of the Queen of Sheba. That's why you're making a pass at me.
Am I?
Of course. I don't generally go sightseeing with strange men. You don't believe that, do you?
Well, I believe anything you say.
Do you? Well, you shouldn't, you know. You really shouldn't.
Mr. Chelm?
Yes?
It's I, Mrs. Darnado, Maria.
Oh, come in.
Tea for 2 and 2 for tea?
Now, that's most awfully kind. You shouldn't have troubled, really.
Billy told me you had a chill.
Bit of one on the liver. 2 tassen.
Milk, of course.
Of course.
I feel I should like somehow to do him a good turn of some kind.
You do?
Well, naturally.
Oh, I see. Naturally.
I think it would be nice if you were able to do something for him. Help him along. Give him the benefit of your advice.
Delighted, of course. For instance.
Oh, something with business. He was very pleased with that tip you gave him on the way home last night about the gold shares.
I've forgotten what I told him. What was it?
I don't remember either. I was listening to your voice. I wasn't listening to what you said. You see, if you were helping him, it would be so much easier for us to be together a lot out there in Africa.
Was he any headed for business?
Why, he's simply brilliant.
I wouldn't have thought it.
But of course he is. You don't suppose I'd marry a ninny, do you? If you imagine that Harry's simply going to Africa to plant coffee, you're very much mistaken. In point of fact, coffee is the least of Harry's interests. In point of fact, the land he's acquiring is extremely rich in certain minerals. Minerals which are indispensable to the production of atomic energy. Harry's land simply teems with uranium. Wouldn't surprise me to see him become the uranium king. So you see, my husband isn't such a ninny as you may have imagined. It might very well be worth your while to go in with him. The potential mineral wealth of Africa's hardly been scratched.
Well, I was telling you last night.
But of course, it's a well-known fact.